Welcome to tonight's free workshop, free training, how to pay off your debt, start saving and take a holiday all at the same time, So what we're going to learn in this workshop tonight is why your money story is holding you back, how to start discovering your money story, how everyone has money shame, and let me just reiterate that there. Everyone, even the millionaires that I work with, have money shame. Strategies for paying off debt really fast, and intention setting, what it is and where to start. If I'm going through, thank you, Bailey, if I'm going through and it's too quick or the timing's not right in relation to what I'm saying, can you just let me know? That would be awesome. This workshop is for you if you've always wanted to manage your money from a place of peace and a place of power. If you are the kind of person that always says, oh yeah, I'll get around to it, I'll get around to it, I'll get around to it, and then, you know, tax time comes around, Christmas time comes around, your birthday comes around, and you're not getting on track with your money and your life isn't in flow, this workshop is for you tonight. If you're challenged by the thought of making money a pleasure in your life, this workshop's for you if you've tried to sort out your spending and you're still not saving any money, you're still not paying off debt, you're still not going on holidays, you're not sure how to make that kind of stuff happen. And it's really for you if you want to finally get over your struggle with money so you can spend money without feeling guilt. But just a tick. Just a tick. You're not distracted already, are you? Can you turn off your mobile phones or pop them on silent? Even turn them upside down so you don't see the notifications. Maybe best to actually maximize your screen on the Facebook page so you don't get tempted to click on any notifications that come through. Treat this workshop as if you were at an actual workshop, because I know that you're going to get really great value if you can keep that concentration and time, that thinking span open a little bit longer. This is a hands-on workshop, so go grab a pen and paper if you don't have a pen and paper. If you have a credit card statement, grab a credit card statement because we can talk to that as well. The sharing as we go through the workshop, just as in real life and in a classroom, when you contribute and you are vulnerable and you share, you get more out of it, but everybody gets more out of it as well. And there's opportunities throughout for that to happen. Sharing is really, really powerful. And if you're serious about falling in love with money, then you'll need to pay attention. So pay attention and participate in the workshop. Lisa, I'm petrified of money. Okay, this is for you, honey. This is for you. But I need you to stay with me right to the end because I've got a gift for you. I've got something that I'm going to give you at the end, something that you can keep by your side every day. Oh, typo. Moving on. So who am I? I am Michelle House and I am the creator of Rich Living. I'm also the founder of Money School. And once upon a time, yeah, a little bit more about me. I've been in my own businesses since I was 22. So 20 years I've been in my own businesses, and they were very varied: recruitment companies, property maintenance, renovations. Oh, goodness me. It goes on, and it's all been fun and an amazing ride. I'm now the owner of this wonderful education company, Rich Living, that's all about living a rich life from the inside out. My obsession, it's more than a passion, it's actually an obsession. I'm obsessed with empowering women and money. We actually haven't been in charge of money for very long. It was only in the 1960s that we were actually allowed to have our own bank accounts. So I'm really passionate and obsessed about helping women be educated and have more knowledge around money from a practical point of view, but also from an emotional place as well. Money mindset, money practices, money expansion, they're my thing. I'm married with 3 children. I have a dog, a corgi, who thinks that I'm the queen and I'm not. She thinks she needs to be treated like a queen's corgi. My cat Leroy, 2 guinea pigs, and 1 chicken left now. We've got little Maddie left now. And something you may not already know. You probably do if you're in the Rich Living Room. I'm obsessed with the television show Friends. It was my favorite, and I think I'm probably up to the 5th or 6th round of watching every single episode. I just love that show. I love it. I love it. Alrighty, so awareness time. I see every day how money affects relationships, it affects marriages, and it stops people from living their life. I see people existing in a rat race on the hamster wheel, waking up every morning and doing the do and not living. We are here on this planet as human beings for such a short time. And this isn't a dress rehearsal. This is it. This is our time is now. We don't get a second chance. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to be wasting time worried about stuff. I want to be fully self-expressed and living a life filled with loads of fun and laughter and joy and, you know, adventure and prosperity and abundance. Lack and anxiety and stress and worry is not something that I want to have in my life when I'm here for such a short time. And I can't be of service to people when I'm in anxiety, lack and stress and worry. And neither can you. You're not in service to your family, you're not in service to your employer. If you have your own business, you're not in service to your clients because you're worried about your stuff and your money stuff. So for me, helping you get to that place of fun, love, joy and freedom, that's that's how I get my jollies. So let's get cracking. Let's get straight into it because it's actually quite a lot that we will be covering here tonight. So let me just double check that we're all on the same page. Oh, yep, I just need to turn me off. Hang on a moment. Sorry. Okay, so let's go with your money story. I can hear myself talking. I just need to turn that off. My apologies. Lisa said, yeah, and you missed out how I homeschool my kids. Yeah, I do. I homeschool my children, and I have the privilege and the freedom to be able to do that because we are, I'll just put myself back up there. Yes, because we have the freedom that we have with money. Okay, so let me just have a quick look. Okay, all right. So let's get cracking. I want to start with your money story. Your money story is. Oh, I've got another typo there. Sorry about that. Your money story is probably a big one with loads of sentences, and I've put sentences in inverted commas because I like to see them as the sentences that we sentence ourselves in life with. Things like, I can't afford it. You know, that's a life sentence if we keep saying that over and over again. I'm going to show you how to get started with tuning into what that is. It may bring with it feelings of shame and or fear, and that's okay. I want you to know that those feelings may come up for you tonight and that's okay. This is a safe place. I'm here to help you and I'm here to guide you through this. We need to go there so that we can go through. Yeah, we have to have those things come up so that we can go through. We're tuning in and becoming aware of what that story is that we keep playing over and over in our minds, the one that's running our life when it comes to money. All right, so here we go. Have you got your pens and papers ready? This is the little experiment that I want to do with you first up. When you hear the word rich, I feel... So can you write that down for me? When I hear the word rich, I feel, even I think. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. I haven't got any elevator music and I'm not singing. But I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write down. When you hear the word rich, I think or I feel. Emma's saying freedom. Oh, hey, Lita, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay, if you want to type it into the comments, that's awesome. If you want to do it privately on a piece of paper, that's awesome too. Whatever you feel safe in doing. Eliza is saying wishful. I feel wishful. Okay, can you go a little bit, go down a layer with that one, Eliza? Luscious. Ooh, Marina's feeling luscious. Awesome. Jean is saying, I wish. Rich, I feel wish. Yeah. When I'm excited but unachievable. Okay, cool. What else have we got? Elite, someone else. So Lana's saying somebody else is rich, not you. Okay, Lita's saying, when I hear rich, I feel I want that to be me. So Lita, does that mean that you feel envious or jealous or sad that it's not you that has it? What's that feeling? Because when we get to that feeling, we need to go and feel again. And this may, okay, Eliza, awesome. Sad because I want to be. Wishful. Got it. Cool. So when I hear the word rich, I feel sad. And when I feel sad, I feel. And that may trigger a memory of a time in your childhood where your mum or your dad or a person in authority, maybe a teacher or an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent, said something where you felt that way. And don't overthink it, because the first thing that pops into your head will be the thing. So for me, when I remember when I heard the word rich, and it was my mum having a conversation with somebody else about how rich people were greedy. And then that's my mum, she's a position of authority. So I went, oh, right, okay, so rich people are greedy. And then I was able to build evidence around that, because I was a Catholic and I went to church, and that people would be talking about it. And then my radar was out for those words. So if you can remember the time when that happened, that would be awesome. Bailey, wow, something's just come up that she'd totally forgotten about. When I was a kid, lots of the other kids at school used to say I was rich, and it always made me feel different from them. So I'd always say, no, I'm not. Wow. Wow, yes. And that's so interesting. I had this conversation with somebody else this afternoon about that, where, and so I'm just trying to read people's comments as they're coming through, because they're coming through thick and fast. So, yes, it can feel dirty. It can feel, if you're rich, that you don't belong, especially if you're with people that aren't rich. So keep going with that, Bailey, and connect to the feelings about that. Lita's saying, feeling frustrated, wondering, how can it be me? Okay, so frustration is it for you. Can you feel anything further than the frustration? Is there any anger there, or maybe resentment about how everybody else has it and you don't yet? Lisa, when I hear the word wish, I feel poor and wanting more. When I feel like I'm wanting more, I feel anxious and I'm so envious. Awesome. That's so cool. So can you remember a time when that first happened to you? Now, let me rephrase that. Can you remember a time when that happened? It may not be the first money story that you have, by the way. Whatever money story comes in, it may be from last week. And then you might go straight back to when you were 3, and then you might come back again to when you were 22. So don't worry about it being in chronological order. Just go with the first memory that pops in. Lisa, oh, sorry, when I hear the word rich, I feel poor and wanting more. There's something, tune into an experience of that and feel how that was for you. Georgina, I feel it's out of my reach. Okay, so when I hear the word rich, I feel it's out of my reach. When I feel that something's out of my reach, I feel the next bit. Sophie, when I hear the word rich, I feel worried. When I feel worried, I feel scared that I'm wrong. I remember a time when my mum told me I was the reason why her life was ruined. Wow. Okay. So when you hear the word rich, you feel worried, and feelings of insecurity and not feeling safe. Yeah. So I remember a time when. Emma, me too. Me too, Georgina, feeling like it's out of reach. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I get that, Emma. Right. So, there's always a money story. So there may be another event. I know, and I'm speaking for Emma because Emma is one of my clients. There'll be another one there, Emma. We know that you've been through one. There'll be another story and another experience that pops up. So if you can tune into it, That'd be cool. Catherine, I'll have to love and leave you. Having internet issues, we'll watch the replay. No worries, Catherine. If you've got any questions when you've watched the replay, make sure you pop into the Rich Living Room and ask me. I'm happy to go through them with you. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of that and think about the story in another way. So if you could reimagine that particular story another way, what would it be? So, Marina, when I feel luscious, I feel safe and content, but there is a background whisper that it's temporary. I feel rich in all areas of my life apart from my wallet. Okay, so let's go to somebody who has a story. Can they remember a time? Naomi, I'm unsure why it feels unachievable. We grew up with mum budgeting. Sam, I feel hopeful but keep getting knocked down every time I start to get there. Okay. Let me just go back to somebody. Lisa, as a child, my parents always showed us how to save money, but I'm just so bad at it. Maths and I don't mix. So there's a money story. There's a money story. I'm not good at maths. I don't know anything about maths. We don't go together. Like that song in Greece. We don't go together at all. So reimagine that story another way. Because what I'm trying to do here is there is another level of clearing that you need to go through for this. But, you know, we've got a limited amount of time to do this workshop. But what I want to get to the place of is being able to flip it. So if you can reimagine your story another way, in what you would think is a successful way. So maybe we can go with you there, Lisa, with maths and I don't mix. How could you reimagine that in another way? Maybe there was somebody at school who was really good at maths that you admired. Can you put yourself in that picture? And then we need to flip the phrase. So instead of the phrase being, I'm no good at maths, it could be, let's go. Maybe we can all come up with some ideas for Lisa. What do you reckon a flip it could be? From I'm no good at maths. Or even, you know, the other one that I hear is I'm a girl and I'm no good at maths. I've heard that one a lot. I'm a woman and I don't know anything about money. That's not a woman's job, that's a man's job. So these are all similar stories. So they might resonate for a lot of you here tonight. So let's see if we can help Lisa with this one. Flip this one around. Let me just go back up to a scrolly scroll. Lisa's just saying some more there. I refuse to look at bills or bank accounts. I always ask. Okay. For Lisa, maybe Emma's saying, for Lisa, maybe something like, I'm capable of keeping track of my money. Yeah. Lisa, what about you? Have you got any ideas on how you could flip it around? Or actually just share with us how that story could be another way. If you could reimagine that story in a positive light, what would it look like? And that will help you to flip it. Yeah, okay. So let's see if we've got, we could do another one. Hang on. Who have we got there? Let's just go back to Lita for a second. Lita. I'm not good at numbers and have had many bad choices with finances. Okay. As a child, my parents were very strict and tight for money. Lita, all right. So let's go to yours. Lita, have you got a story that you remember? So it's an event that happened. Because I'm not good at numbers and have had many bad choices with finances. Sometimes it's as simple as taking out the negative words. So I know I'm looking down at the screen. I'm sorry about that. I am not good at numbers. I am good at numbers. I have had many bad choices with finances. I have choice when it comes to finance. Completely different vibe. Completely different vibe. And this is the thing, when we flip it, we get to choose to continue to say what we say. So this is an awareness exercise, right? We get to choose to say, I can't afford it. I'm no good at numbers. I've had many bad choices with finances. We can stay in that space if we want to. But I promise you, you've been there for a freaking long time and it's not working. So I invite you to try this. Flip the statement around to, I have choices when it comes to finances. When that self-doubt, limiting belief pops in, well, don't you go off making any more stupid choices like you did before. Opportunity to clear. For some people, you can clear this just by reaffirming the statement and reaffirming and reaffirming. And we do that a lot in Money School. So in Money School, we do a lot of flipping statements around, reaffirming and reframing is more what I like to say. We reframe what we've been saying to ourselves for the last, and in some cases, I don't know how old you all are, but in some cases, you know, the last 40 years, what we've been saying to ourselves needs to be reframed, and it takes time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight because we've been doing it for 40 years. It will take time, but what's required from you is the consistency and the discipline that every time it shows up, you're ready to flip it around. Okay? Is that helpful, that one? So, oh, share in the comments, why don't you? Which we've been doing. So what I want to say about your money story is can you see how everybody has a different money story? But when somebody says one, someone else goes, oh, I've got that one too. Oh, I've got that one too. There's loads. There's loads and loads. And it takes time and practice to get through those and to clear those. But can you start to see how because of the way we are thinking, we aren't doing and we aren't being? So the whole be, do, have that you may have heard from spiritual leaders and guides and mentors and mindset people, be, do, have, be it, do it, have it. It's really hard to do if you don't get into that reframing. Is that making sense for everybody? You can't save money for a holiday, and you can't pay off debt, and you can't set a clear intention when your money story is running your show every day. Right now, we have kind of turned your frequency up a bit. We've tuned in that radio a little bit closer to the radio station now, where you can start to hear with a bit more clarity what that money story is that keeps landing on your lap. So you need to, what I want you to do from tonight on is commit to yourself to noticing your money stories and your money phrases, and do it for the next 6 months. Do it for the next 6 months and see what changes start to occur in your life. Reaffirming and flip it. And you know, in the Rich Living Room, where you're all at right now, we have flip it days, the hashtag flip it days, where if you're stuck and you can't turn it around, jump in there and everybody helps each other out. So remember with the flip it is, it's sometimes as easy as taking away the negative word and taking away the not or the can't or the haven't been or the bad and replacing it with the positive word. Is that making sense? I'm just going to quickly check through the comments to see if we are making sense. Bailey is, I'm going to flip mine and say, I'm living a rich life, even if that makes me different from others. I didn't realize that I had tall poppy syndrome until now. And Bailey's also one of my clients. We've been working together for quite some time, Bailey. And, you know, you can attest to this. There's always something coming up and it's always different. And I know Bailey is going into a massive life-changing thing for her right now. And for her to have this come up for her right now is quite perfect. This would not have made sense to her a couple of months ago when we were working together for it to come up. Would you agree with that, Bailey? Lisa, perfect sense. Awesome. Libby, connection poor, come back to the recording. Awesome. Lita, thank you. Fabulous. My parents were very working class and criticised the richer people in our town. They won $10,000 on scratchies in the mid-'80s, and I watched my dad for the rest of his life buy lotto and scratch tickets. It just disappeared, and scratch tickets and never win anything again. I haven't followed in those footsteps. Wow. Wow. Isn't it amazing when you start to think about it and feel it? It's more than the thinking. And you know, in Money School, yes, it is a practical education, but there is so much more to money than practical stuff. Even if you are good at maths, you still may be bad with money. So it's not just the practical stuff. Tuning into how you feel about what's going on is so important to make progress and to move forward. All right. Oh my God, we are already at the halfway mark. I've been talking for half an hour. I need a drink. Hang on a moment. Oh. Wow, that goes too quick. All right, so let's move on to the next one, which is money methods. So we're covering 3 areas here tonight, and money methods is the next one. Who has a credit card statement with them and would like to go through this? I can't see anybody doing likes or hearts, so if you can just say yes, so I can get an idea of how many people are here ready to do a credit card statement. Rich is glamorous. Rich is elegant. Ah, I love that. Rich is elegant. It's sophisticated. Lisa doesn't have a credit card. Marina does. So you just have to put yeses. You don't have to give me any information if you don't want to. Yes, Nicole. This is a great. Naomi doesn't. So we've got 2 and 2. Yes, 3. Anybody else? Oh wow, Eliza, I just read yours. Emma, yes. Paid mine out. Eliza, yes. Kim, yes. Okay, right. So we'll do credit cards. Yes. Don't have one. Yes. This is a really important lesson. Okay, great. So I am going to proceed with this part of it. It doesn't matter if you don't have a credit card. This education right now is a money method and a money practice that you must teach your children. You must. It's such an important factor in financial education, and it is not something that is taught in schools. I have my conspiracy theories about that and why the banks would not want kids to know about how to manage a credit card. However, it's the worst situation you can get yourself in. You know, I was in $75,000 of credit card debt. Wasn't just credit cards. It was consumer debt, credit cards, personal loans, car leases, all kinds of different finance with, you know, really high interest rates. And the reason that I talk about credit cards is this. Let me just share my screen for a second. How do you do that, Michelle? Okay. Oh, here we go. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay. Oopsies. Let me just go back. Sorry. Okay. There must be a way I can do that. If I just say stop share. Oh, hello, there I am. And I just go escape. And then let me just do this. Excuse me a moment. Oh, okay. All right. I can't do that. That's fine. So, and then here we go. I will share my screen again. Share screen. Da-da. There we go. Can everybody see my screen now? A bit of a delay, I think. So I have the website up called moneysmart.gov.au. And you can't see my screen. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's coming up now. So can you see this? This is the credit card debt clock. Now, that is 32,232,799,98,000. This is just in Australia. So even if you don't have the credit card, your neighbour does, your friend might, your child might, and having this education and being able to show them how they can get out of it, or the best ways to start getting out of it, is going to be really helpful for them. So you guys can go on from this training tonight and go and help others and be training as well. How cool is that? That's really awesome. All right, so let me bring up my PowerPoint again, like this, and then I go like that. Oh, okay, no, that's not how I do it. All right, okay, hang on. Alrighty, here we go. Money methods. So what I want you to do is write down your balance and write down your interest rate, and then write down your feelings about that. Are your feelings heavy? Are they stressed? Are they worried, anxious, dread, unsafe? What are those feelings? If you can share that, you don't, and feel free to share your balance and interest rate in the comments. You don't have to, but I think that part of sharing is very powerful. I want you to tell me how you feel. That's what I really want to see in the comments. How does that make you feel? Okay, Georgina. Okay, cool. Georgina, awesome. 13.49 is actually not too bad for a credit card. Okay, so who else have we got there? Georgina, how do you feel about that? You know, just Belinda's feeling disappointed. Lana's feeling locked in. Not on a credit card, Naomi. That's pretty reasonable for a credit card. Nicole's feeling ashamed. Here we go, money shame. Who else? What else have we got there? It feels like an anchor. After that, it just feels bloody annoying because it stops us from getting our house. Yeah, okay. Nicole, I keep mine balanced. My parents and 2 siblings who worked in banking, had one since I was 18, refused to ever pay a cent of interest. Good girl. There are a limited amount of people that are really good at managing credit cards, don't get me wrong. I think I didn't look at update the statistics, but it's about 10% of the credit card population pay it off every month. So that's 90% of people that are stuck paying that exorbitant interest. Samantha, not credit card, but a loan that you're feeling ashamed and dreadful and angry about. Eliza, way too much, very embarrassed and ashamed, feeling awful, feeling embarrassed, okay. Sophie, feeling shackled. Kerry, balance is under control at the moment, but worried about it getting out of control. That's another place, isn't it? You know, then you still have this fear around it getting out of control. And there's a money story running that. There's a money story running all of this right now. So what we need to do with these feelings, every time you go out to the mailbox and collect that credit card statement, every time you log on and you see your balance, those feelings are swamping you and filling your body. They are filling your mind. They are filling your future. You cannot go forward when you are having those feelings. I remember somebody saying that to me when I had $75,000 in consumer debt. And they went, well, you're just going to have to feel differently about that. And I was like, are you kidding? How am I ever going to feel differently about $75,000? And it really took a long time, but I did do it. And what I did was I turned it around. This is all about flipping it. It's like we've got I've got an event gift card here. We've got the event gift card here, and all we're doing is flipping it. We're just flipping stuff, right? The debt is still there, yes it is, but we're flipping our energy and we're flipping our emotions and our feelings about it, okay? So, sorry, let me just go back. With your credit card, or your debt, whatever the interest is that's making you feel ashamed, go back to doing that money story and look at where there were credit cards in the past, or where people told you debt was bad, where somebody said, isn't that embarrassing? They have got all of that debt and they've had to sell their house. How shameful. I'm making this up, by the way. There'll be something there. There'll be another money story there that you need to go get. Go get and go find that, so that you can really begin creating positive feelings. And I'm not going to leave you with no positive feelings about credit cards, because what I want you to get, there is something good about credit. Even all the people that have ever told you credit is evil. I do financial literacy education classes for kids, and a 6-year-old told me that. Credit cards are evil. And I went, really? Are they? Wow, that's interesting coming from a 6-year-old. Totally already running the money story about that. So when he goes to get a credit card, he will feel ashamed because it was evil. So look at what the story was around the credit card. Back to having good feelings about it. Gratitude for somebody trusting you to repay money that you borrowed from them. Even if it is a massive, big 4 bank, somewhere at some point, I know it's a system now, but the system has trusted you and your figures to pay it back. So be grateful for that. Be grateful that somebody trusted you. Maybe that credit card, you put a holiday on it that you really needed. Be grateful that you were able to experience the holiday. Yes, the limiting belief's going to jump in there and the self-doubt's going to go, well, you should have saved money for a holiday. Don't put it on your credit card. You go, yeah, thanks for sharing. The thought will come in. Thank you for sharing. However, I'm looking at this differently now. I'm going to look at this from a place of gratitude and a place of appreciation. I'm so grateful I was able to put those new tires on my credit card, because I wouldn't have been able to get to work and earn money to pay the credit card off. If you are in a cycle of buying things to make you feel good, so you might have been using your credit card to buy clothes, even then, that's a position of gratitude. I'm so grateful that as a woman, I have that freedom to be able to do that. However, I'm a responsible person and I've borrowed money and I'm going to work out how to pay it back, because responsibility is one of my virtues and I really like that about myself. So can everybody start to see how we're flipping those feelings of shame and dread and anxiety and worry across to appreciation? I'm just going to have a look down here and see how that feels. Tune into your feelings, it's like turning that radar on. Lisa, that if I ever needed money to ask mum and dad first, then look elsewhere. Melly, keep my limit low and pay it off each month, but worried I might blow it out. Okay, so the people in here that are talking about worried that they're going to blow it out, that is a fear energy around money. So when you have a fear energy around money, the magnet is fear. So get yourself to a place of trust in yourself. If you can't trust yourself, if you haven't got to that place yet, is the credit card required? And I know I will get the people saying, but what if there's an emergency? Don't get rid of the credit card straight away, but start saving for an emergency instead. That's something that we cover in Money School, where we set up accounts with cash flow to manage emergencies. And well, I don't call them emergency funds anymore. I call them peace of mind funds. I had far too many emergencies and had to use it all. So we're calling it peace of mind fund. But we put those strategies in place in Money School so that you can ease yourself away from a negative cash flow, because that's what a credit card is. A credit card is actually a negative cash flow. The minute you use credit, you've gone backwards because you're not using your money. So it's actually a false economy. That's a whole lesson in Money School. I won't bore you with that tonight. Samantha's saying, we had no choice but to sell a house and have been renting and moving ever since. I've only ever wanted to have this family home and then go to one school. Then that led into a spiral. Yeah, I've heard of people freezing their cards in a block of water in the freezer. Yep, people do that. So Melly, yes. Lisa, I was always told that I was bad with money, and yes, credit cards are evil. So there's a real big flip it that's got to go on for you there, Lisa, and write the story. So, we do a process in Money School about our money stories that help us get to that place of forgiveness with that person as well. And that is what you need to do, is to clear that, is to get to that place of forgiveness. Eliza, 55 days interest-free is good, yes. Catherine, used to pay ours out in full each month until the GFC came along and we owned 2 food businesses, feeling ashamed and stuck, was looking to consolidate in our home loan. So that's the other thing that happens with credit cards. You may be really good at managing your credit card. However, if you're coming from a place of that has fear or lack or not a non-prosperity mindset around that credit card, it may kick you over down the track with a global financial crisis or a job loss or an illness, where you then have to actually rely on the credit card. Again, that's what we do in Money School, is start to frame up our life a little bit differently and practically, so that we're not relying on the credit card, we're relying on ourselves. Okay, so was looking to consolidate into your home loan. On the Q&A call that I did today, there's a recording that you might want to listen to. It was the Q&A for Money School. There was a question in there about, is this an investment advice? I think that was the question. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm a financial literacy educator. So when it comes to things like consolidating it into your home loan, I legally cannot suggest what you do there. That is a matter of comparing all of your apples and getting them all in a row. I'm happy to see what your options are. Maybe we could do it that way, but I can't recommend that you do something because I don't know what your financial circumstances are. Charlene, 5'9", yep, feeling and anxious, like a mouse on a wheel. Yeah, trapped. I feel trapped. Leaders saying, I got out of credit card debt about 6 years ago, but because of regular travel last year and hiring cars, I ended up getting another one. Didn't want to at all, but the hire companies charge $400 if you use a debit card. I did not know that. No extra charge to pay by credit card. Really? Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I might just have a chat with the ombudsman about that. I don't think they're allowed to do that. I'm pretty sure that I'd find something in the legislation that doesn't allow them to do that. That's, yeah. And I can see your words. I'm terrified of increasing it and creating more debt. I'm scared. I'm worried. I don't trust myself. All of this stuff, can you see how it's related back to your money story? So if you're not working on your money story all the time and clearing stuff, noticing it, clearing it, noticing it, clearing it, noticing it, clearing it, this stuff will not go away. You've got to be, that's why I want you to commit to working on it for 6 months. Get it done so that you're not feeling fearful, that you feel completely in control, that you actually feel powerful. If a credit card is what you choose, you feel powerful about it. You don't feel scared. You don't feel anxious. Has that topic been helpful for everybody? How's everybody feeling about that? It's kind of, I might have to get a stand next time and have this computer up a little bit higher. Sorry that I'm looking down at my computer. It feels really rude. Okay. There are 3 different ways to pay off credit cards. So let's talk about the practical stuff. You've got to get your emotions around it all sorted. And I've given you some strategies on how to do that with your money story and also flipping your feelings around it. There are other things that you can do that are further than that. We do some of those in Money School, but get started. Just get started. Don't wait another day with this stuff. Waiting another day with money stuff is painful, and money isn't about pain. Money is about pleasure. So for paying off your credit cards, I wanted to give you something really practical here that you can go back and look at tonight. There's 3 different ways to do it, and they're recommended by all different financial advisors and teachers around the world. One of them is called debt stacking. You may or may not have heard of this, but if you have, let me know. If you use them, let me know. Debt stacking is one of them. Snowballing is the other one, and the one that pisses you off the most is the one I like. Said the world leader, financial literacy educator. Debt stacking is where if you've got a number of consumer debts, you stack up the one, so you list them all out with the one with the highest interest rate first, and then you list them all down. So then you pay the minimum of everything in like that order, and then you put extra on that top one only. So you always pay everybody the minimum to keep them happy. But on this first one, because it's got that high interest rate component and you're putting a lot of money onto it, the interest rate comes down really quickly because it's compounding interest. Another lesson I won't bore you here with, but it's not boring. We do it very briefly over in Money School. So with the compounding interest and paying that off first, it brings the balance down really quickly and you save interest. So if paying interest pisses you off and annoys you, debt stacking is the way to go. Energy, right? Everything is energy. So whatever energy you are putting into it, be putting in the right energy for the right reason. Once you've paid that one off, you then load it up. So you then take whatever you were paying on that card plus some, and then you load it up on the next one. Then you've got 2 cards, and then and plus some, and then you load it up on the next one. And so that process to pay them off becomes very, very rapid. Does that make sense? Snowballing is the lowest balance first, while you're paying the minimum required on everybody else, plus an extra bit on the lowest balance first. And the idea with this one is the win. So you pay the lowest one off first and you win really quickly. Say the lowest one's $1,000 and you put the minimum monthly balance plus every other piece of money you can find, you chuck it on there, you win quickly. So some people say that that win is what keeps you going to the next one and to the next one and to the next one. Again, it's about energy. If winning and crossing things off a list is where you're at and what gives you high vibes, snowballing's the way to go. Now for me, it's the one that pisses you off the most. Whichever, if you've got loans and credit cards and personal loans and, I don't know, spread out in front of you on your desk, and one of them really just annoys you because it was, for me, it was a car that I had bought for an ex-boyfriend. I was paying the loan on it. Long story. But I was paying the loan on it. So every month when I got it through, I was constantly reminded of the person that I did not love anymore. And I was still paying off this car that I did not have. So as soon as I paid that one off, the energy was out of my life and it was done. And I could move on to the next. So one of those 3 ways is going to resonate with you. And people who don't have credit cards that are talking to family or friends or colleagues or whoever about credit card issues, have a chat with them about these ways. The other thing that you can point them to, and also for you guys, is back onto that website, moneysmart.gov.au. I'm going to share all of these links with you. Oh, there it is. It's on the screen. moneysmart.gov.au, tools and resources, calculators, the credit card calculator. Have a look at this. So the credit card's $5,000. The interest rate is 18%. If you just do whatever the minimum payments are, this is what you're paying. 17 grand over 33 years of your life. You do not want to spend the next freaking 33 years of your life paying the minimum payment. Pay a little bit more and it's different over here and it's done in 2 years and it's out of your life, overdone. Moving on. Down here, you can see there's a higher repayment section with a little slider. So you can go, well, 250, oops, no, it won't let me do that because it was a screenshot, Michelle. You can slide that up and down to look at what your high repayment will be and it'll adjust it for you on that graph so you can see it. It's a really great visual tool to help you come to terms with it. So if you have access to, I know some of you are watching on your phone right now, if you have access to being able to watch me and jump on the net and go and have a quick look at the calculator, go and do that and let me know what you think in the comments so we can see what the difference would be, or maybe even again, the feeling. You know, you pay $17,000 over 33 years, that might really charge you. That might really inspire you. You know, inspiration, that's a good feeling. Go and get inspired. Georgina's saying my credit card statement has a minimum repayment warning at the bottom. Yes. And this is where this is even better though, where you can actually go and see, all right, well, if I just paid $10 extra per month, what would happen? Oh, wow. If I'd found an extra $20 a month, what would happen? And then all of a sudden you're into this lovely little money game with yourself about getting it paid off. It's an excellent visual tool. Excellent. Okay, Lisa Handley is saying number 3. What were you saying, number 3? Oh, yeah. The one that pisses you off the most. I get it, sorry. Melinda, I like the last one too. Yep, get rid of the one that makes you the most annoyed. Love the third option. Love that. Feel powerful about money. Yeah, feel powerful about it. Great advice. Thanks, Naomi. Georgina, my credit card statement. Yep, I do like the Money Smart. We'll check it out. Yeah, it's really cool. And you know, do things like when I was paying off, when we were paying off our stuff, I had little printouts of charts. So like, you know, the fundraising thermometers, that kind of thing, where we pay, and the whole visual for me is really important. I'm very visual. I like to see things happening and unfolding. So consider, you know, doing something like that where, you know, you're putting the extra on, you can see yourself achieving it. That's a really great way to get things paid off and out of your life, especially if you've got these feelings about them. All these feelings are not going to have you move forward. So you can go to the website now and type in, and also tune into your feelings and write your feelings down. Yeah. So if anybody wants to do that, you can go and do that now. You do not have to do that, because we can move on, because bloody hell, it's 8:22. And share in the comments like we have been. So money methods. Credit cards are one area where we have deep feelings about where we're at in our lives in relation to money. And you've seen that in the comments for people. And you've seen that we all share the same feelings. We all feel some kind of shame. We've all felt anxious. We've all felt worried. We've all felt stressed. But there is a way to not do that. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. You're responsible for that. But I've got these tools going to help you, to get you started, so that you can spend the next 6 months really getting proactive about that and having your life be different when it comes to credit cards in particular. And this is all awareness. Once you know what you can change, you can. When you don't know, you can't. So over the coming weeks, commit to managing your credit cards differently, practically and emotionally, and remember, be in a high vibe state. If you see your, I don't have any envelopes on my desk, but if you see your credit card statement in the mail and you have feelings rise in you of dread, do not open it. Do not log on until you feel grateful and appreciative, even for a second. Even if it's, oh, I'm feeling grateful now. Yep, quick, open it. Okay, great. It's okay. I've had a look at how I'm going to handle this. It's all good. I'm really grateful. And, you know, it's going to be like that the first couple of times. And then all of a sudden, it'll just be, I've got to do what I've got to do. I got to do what I've got to do. I've got to do what I've got to do. Yeah, that's right. I felt grateful about that. Yeah, I do. Got to do what I've got to do. Okay? Awesome. All right. So the third one in the money wheel, the money wheel of harmony, is money purpose. We are all trying to get all this money in to our lives because obviously it runs well to have money if we've got money in our life. But what is our purpose? It's not just to buy groceries. It's not just to put fuel in the car. What do we want this money for? And how connected am I to that? Am I emotionally connected to that purpose? You know, I remember a time where I really wanted to go to Disneyland and Jonathan really wanted to go to India. Two very different experiences. And I was not emotionally connected to going to India. He was not emotionally connected to going to Disneyland. So we had to look at that and work out, okay, so how can I be more connected to what you want, and how can you be more connected to what I want? But also, am I really connected to going to Disneyland? What's the purpose with your money anyway? What is it that you want to do in your life? That when you've got that, all the going through the money stories and pushing through and having the breakthroughs and having the breakdowns, because you've got a purpose and you can see where you're going, and you can see and you can know that if I'm really getting in touch with my money story and if I'm really doing these money practices because I can really see my purpose unfolding, it's ease and it's grace and it's powerful and, you know, elegant, I think Lisa was saying. So what is it that you want to do? Do you want a holiday? Or do you just want a holiday because everybody else is having a holiday right now? Do you want to go on a retreat because everybody else is going on a retreat? Do you want to, you know, keeping up with the Joneses? Do you want a boat because the guys next door got a boat and you should have a boat because you know you're earning more money than them, so you should have a boat? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to invest in a business? Do you want to just have a buffer account? Do you want to be able to go to a yoga class whenever you feel like it without having to stretch out every single dollar? Do you want to be able to jump online and go to Book Depository and just buy a book when you want to buy a book? Do you want to have that freedom? Do you want a share portfolio? Do you want a house? Personal trainer? Massages once a week? What do you want? What is it that you want so that you can then start moving towards that? While you're in the space of shit and suffering and shame and poverty, that is just going to be harder to unfold if you don't have a purpose for it. Is that making sense for you? So let's talk about intentions. Before we get onto that, let me have another drink of water. It's not wine. Naomi's saying, go out and have dinners, movies, outings, fun. Go and have some fun. Melinda smiling, my purpose for money is to have freedom to be with my family, free from worry, to be able to travel and experience places together and live every day to the full. Memories of what we see and do together is my idea of a rich life. Oh, it's my idea of a rich life. I love that. I love that. What else? What else has everybody else got down there? What do you want? Tell me. I want to know. What do you want? What do you want? So with intentions, let's get cracking onto that. What do you desire? What do you want? So pens out, or you can type it in here. What is it that you want? I'm just going to give you a couple of seconds to do that. A couple of minutes while I just top up my water. Have a think about what it is that you desire, not what your mum said you should have, and not what your husband wants or your partner wants. What is it that you want? Lita wants an overseas holiday at least every 2 years, if not every year. That's really clear. That's really, really clear. Georgina would be able to do just anything with my children whenever we wanted. Yeah, beautiful. You know what I always wanted to do? I always wanted to do go-kart racing, and because I just thought that would just be so cool and so much fun. And I was always stopped by how much it cost every time. And I thought, you know, that's just sucks. My children are children for such a short period of time. I don't want that. I don't want that. Awesome. Okay, so project yourself into the future with that desire when you've already got it. So Lita, project yourself over to overseas somewhere. I don't know, tell me where it is you want to go and see yourself there. And now when you go to see yourself there, how do you feel? Do you feel satisfied and happy? Or do you feel guilty, greedy, non-deserving? Tune into those feelings. How do you feel? Because if you can't visualize yourself into the future in a good high vibe way, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. So let me know, how are you feeling if you project yourself into the future? Melinda's saying she feels free, relaxed, and present. Beautiful. Samantha, I want my dream property to live off grid, which is also part of a business dream. I want freedom to do whatever I would like. Eliza's feeling happy and content. Awesome. Lisa, to keep learning, enrolling courses whenever I want. Oh, she said cooking. I want to do that too. Some more cooking classes. Cooking classes, gardening workshops, self-development, finances. Catherine, freedom and choice to do whatever takes our fancy. Travel, dining out, live theatre, concerts. Yeah, maintaining our home without having to think about how much it costs. Yeah, to grow my business, Lisa, to give back to my family. Eliza, I want to be able to live without fear. Fear of not being able to provide for my family. Fear of not being able to give my children what they want. Cool. Georgina would be, yes, I did grab yours before. Okay, let me just go back up to the top. Damn, I feel awesome about being, this is Lisa. Damn, I feel awesome about being in Vietnam, but a shadow hangs over me because every major holiday I've had has been financed by credit. So what you need to do in this instance is forgive yourself. So whatever happened about the credit, write the story out. Lita, you know the, should I cuss or not cuss? That is the question. One of the techniques that I use is called the FUCK letter. I'm not going to cuss because this is being recorded and I might have to do something with the recording. And you write that to the person that you're angry with. And after watching the things that you said tonight, Lisa, I think that you need to write, well, not I think actually, it's I feel that you need to write a letter to yourself. And it's Dear Leader, FU, for getting yourself into all of this shit around money, and see where that goes. Because I reckon that's going to take you somewhere on a little bit of a journey. But then you need to go into that journey of forgiveness as well. So face it and bring it all up to the surface, and then forgiveness. Yeah? Naomi's like, do it, do it. Charlene, to buy a caravan and travel more and work only when and how we wanted to, and to be able to fly home to Perth every couple of months to see my family. Catherine, epic joy. Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. So Samantha would feel happy and fulfilled. So when you, Catherine, I will feel amazing. Georgina, fabulous, happy. Okay, so if you're not having any kind of negative feelings, then that is a vision, that is an intention that you can start to get really clear about. If you are having negative, low vibe, so low vibe feelings, anything that is underneath love, if you're having those kind of feelings, then the intention will not unfold until you are clear around that. So I've had plenty of intentions that haven't unfolded, and when I look back at them and I go, you know why? Because that's, you used to think blah, 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 or you had a limiting belief, or you had self-doubt around that. So have a look at that and doing the FU letter. If your energy around your future desire is a low vibe, then that's why it hasn't occurred for you yet. That's where the self-doubt and limiting beliefs do kick in. Is that making sense for everybody? Let me just go back up. Lita, cups of tea and F me letters, my weekend is planned. Yeah. Can you let me know how you go with that? That would just be, I would really like to see that clear for you. So let me know. You can send me a private message if you like, or if you wanted to share it in the Rich Living Room, that would be awesome too. Totally up to you. But yeah, can you please let me know how that goes? I've got a good feeling about that one for you. All right, so let's move on. Have you been sharing in the comments? Oh man. All right, so money purpose, we're still on there. You're feeling great about it, you can see it. Now tune in and ask the question, what will it take for me to have whatever the desire is in my life? So what will it take for me to have movies, dinners, entertainment, holidays, properties? What will it take for me to have in my life? Now what will happen, this question is probably not for now. Maybe you after this, I think, but you need to get yourself into the space of silence. And it's not total silence in your mind, it's never total silence, but you need to get yourself grounded and present, I guess is what I'm looking for, and connecting to the higher source, divine intelligence, God, the universe, whatever that is for you, and asking the question, what will it take for me to have that in my life? And bring that back to a feeling. So I know for some of you, a holiday will make you feel revitalized, re-energized, alive. So what will it take for me to feel alive and to have that holiday in my life? Always bring it back to a feelings. Feelings are like our what's the word? It's our compass. It's our compass. It's our guide. Always tune into your feeling about it, and then ask the question, and the answers will unfold if you let them come in. So yes, your mind will wander and have some other thoughts, but if you say, thank you for coming, nice to see you, thought, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking this. What will it take for me to have that? Yeah, can everybody do that? And then that's action time. You know, what will it take for me to start up a school about money? What will that take? And I tuned in, and everything that has unfolded over the last 6 months is what it's taken. Every single day I get into flow about that. What will it take? It'll take doing a program. It'll take doing a workshop. It'll take doing video training that you've all done. It'll take doing all that stuff on the way to money school. Yeah? Okay, cool. Alrighty. So, do you see how powerful it is when all three areas are working together? And do you get how easy it is to learn those techniques? It is easy to learn them. The hard thing is the consistency and the accountability. What we have gone through tonight is just the tip of the iceberg. So you know that picture of the nice little pretty iceberg in the water, and then underneath there's this big mofo. So we've chipped away at the top of the iceberg tonight with those three techniques and those three lessons. There's so much more to the money game, so much more to the money game, which is why I created Money School. But for me in my life, there were a lot of muck-ups. It took me 10 years to gather my knowledge and inner power to create harmony. Harmony with my money. Just doing the practical stuff didn't work. Just doing my mindset didn't work. Just sitting down and meditating, looking at my vision board didn't work. It didn't work. There was a process to having all of those three work together and work in harmony together. Took a lot of practice. It took a lot of gathering evidence and deep diving into myself. I got there in 10 years. And you can too, because it's a teachable skill. I didn't just wake up rich. I had to learn it. I had to learn it. It wasn't just, haha, here she is. Now she's rich. No, it wasn't like that at all. So what now? Now you have a choice. You can take away what you've learned here tonight in the workshop, apply it and find your own way in your own time. Or you can do it quickly and get your hands on the quintessential, I've never used that word before, but I love it, Money Love Path with Money School. And you've all would have heard me talking about Money School over the last couple of weeks. And Money School is here because money should be the source of pleasure, not pain. We've talked about that tonight. All of that pain that everybody is feeling, that should not be how our lives are lived. They should be pleasurable and joyful. It's here to upgrade your current thinking and your associations around money. Because just like a computer, a software upgrade on your laptop, it's not incremental. Rich living is a leap into a new way of thinking and doing money. Money School is here because without the proper financial education, you'll never be able to outgrow your money problems. Okay, I'm just distracting myself there. We'll very quickly go through the 6 modules. We've got Money Love, which is all about your relationship with money. We've touched on that tonight. How to think about money, that's money meet and greet, how to start listening to your current thoughts about money, how you and money got introduced previously, more about our money story in there. Spending money, how to live within your means without hating your life. How to start saving without not living. How to keep track of your spending so you know exactly what you're doing. And how you always have a choice and how to make the right one for you. You know, spending money for me is about spending without feeling guilty. Money pleasure, how to figure out what you truly want and how much it's going to cost you. Somebody asked me in the Q&A today, will we be actually doing plans on how, and yes, we do. How to feel good about spending money and setting money goals. Money works, how to trust that money will look after you, how to start noticing money is everywhere and that you have access to it. All of these modules are up on the website for you to go and have a look at. I don't want to go through too much of it here with you tonight because I can see that it's getting on a bit late. Money Future, I do want to talk about this module though. How to plan your money for the different stages and phases of your life. You know, two of the things that we don't talk about are money and death. And the whole death and dying process, fortunately, is coming more to the forefront in our communities. And it is something that we do need to talk about in preparation for. And people don't want to look at it because they think if they start doing their will, they might be manifesting their death. That if they, you know, start thinking about it and talking about it with people, then it's going to create arguments. That module is a really great module to start doing the stuff that we always put off, that are the worst things that we could put off for when something happens to us and we leave our families behind. We will actually go through, this is the beauty about Money School, is that we actually go through and do the stuff. So if this week we are looking at wills, everybody gets on the phone and makes an appointment with a solicitor or a lawyer about how they're going to get their will drawn up, or they go down to the post office and they get one. It's an action-taking program, and it's an accountability program. And if there's something about you can't do the will because you're being stopped because of a money story, we go and visit that and we clear that along the way. It's also the module where we talk about passing on great money consciousness and great money habits to our children. So just quickly with the bonuses, there's a VIP upgrade. So anybody who does Money School gets automatically upgraded to the VIP retreat for the retreat in September, October. So that will involve personal one-on-one coaching, champagne, chocolates, that kind of stuff. You also get to do a pre-work call with me, group call. Number 3 is the Alchemy of Intention Setting Playbook. Now this was or is a program that I do run. This bonus is the playbook for you to have a play with. Interviews with thought leaders and experts. So you may have already heard that I have Pam Grout, who is the author of E Squared. She is one of our authors that's coming along to talk about manifesting. I also have lined up for people, legal people, so solicitors, to find out about wills and power of attorneys. We've got tax people talking about tax laws that are relevant to us, and they're easy to understand. If I can understand them, you can understand them. We've got people coming in talking about mindset, helping us with meditation, people discussing things like insurance, if you know, if you need insurance but you don't understand it. So my goal or my intention for everybody in the Money School program is to be really clear about what happens to them when it comes to money. We will also be talking to a bailiff sheriff, who is the person who knocks on your door when you haven't paid your credit card bill. You know, what happens? What do you know? We'll talk to bank managers about what happens when you can't make a mortgage payment. So those interviews are with thought leaders, with experts, with authors, with loads of people about helping us with our money stuff and being informed and educated. It's very exciting. And of course, bonus number 5 is the exclusive group. Money School is an exclusive group. It's not the Rich Living Room. It is a group just for the Money School students. So you'll get that as your bonus. So Money School is 6 modules delivered as lessons. It's 6 coaching calls with me monthly. We jump on a group coaching call. We have the Facebook group for ongoing support, and of course you have access to me. So you're messaging me in the Money School Facebook group. This is my situation. What do I do? So it is almost kind of like one-on-one coaching, although we're not one-on-one, we're in the group. Does that make sense? $222 per month for 6 months. This is a new installment plan. I listened to what you were all saying, that it was a bit of a stretch, the other 2. So you still have the choice of the upfront payment of $888, which will save you $444, or $222 per month for 6 months. So you need to go to michellehouse.com.au/money school. If you enroll today, so by today I mean in the next 24 hours, you'll get the one-on-one session with me for 30 minutes. That's one-on-one, that's not a group call. The 2018 Rich Living Planner, and one of these pretty high vibes mugs. And remember, if you've seen Rachel's story, who I worked with, in less than 12 months, she saved over $7,000, paid off her debts and loans, a total of 20 grand, finally upgraded her kitchen, 5 grand, and booked a holiday to New Zealand, 5 grand. Now, she has got great results because she really wanted to stop living her life the way she was living it, from a poverty mindset. She was in boots and all and into prosperity and abundance, and she did the work. So here's what you need to do next is jump over to michellehouse.com.au money school. I'm just going to pop that link here because I don't know if you can click that. I'm pretty sure you won't be able to click that. So just bear with me while I do this. And, you know, say yes to money school and living a rich life. You know, rich living is all about living richly from the inside out. That's the first thing, and that's probably what you would have got the most of. How we feel about our life and how we feel about our money is really important. It's about small things, big things, luxurious things, casual things. It's about high vibes. It's about appreciation and gratitude. It's about finding harmony, not balance. There's no tightrope walking. I'm into harmony, being able to ride the highs and the lows. And when it comes to money, that scares people. Just going to pop the video back on. Rich living is about peace. It's all about peace. So I am here for a couple of minutes, a couple more minutes to answer any questions that anybody has. I am just, look at you. Oh, I'm not getting a mug. Maybe you are. Okay, let me just check if there's any questions. I was not sipping out of that mug to tease you, by the way. I'll pay for a mug. Look at you, you're all funny. Mugs, I want a mug. Melinda, I love that I'm going to be a VIP. Charlene, to enroll in courses and learn more finances, guidance, hard work. Yes, right, okay. Oh, okay, great, awesome. Okay, so if any, sorry, I'm just reading that with my mouth open. That was really glamorous, wasn't it? So if anybody has any questions, just pop them in there, your mugs. Just pop them in there. If you felt tonight's training was valuable, can you please let me know if you think that there is something else I should cover or something that was overcovered. You know, I'm up for that as well. What date is the retreat scheduled for, please? So at this point in time, it's looking like it is the third week of September. It's a fine balance between September and October. We are finalising that, and we'll probably know the dates to that by the end of next week. So stay tuned for that. Naomi, will you redo the course after this 6 months? I don't know, ask me after 6 months. That is my intention. That is my intention. You are so welcome, Lita. You are so welcome. I know that we have been trying to catch up together for quite some time. So I am really pleased that you got something out of tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much for attending. Who else do we have? Thank you. Yep, great. All right, okay. Any other questions before I say goodbye? Then we'll send a replay out to this in your emails over the next couple of days. If you wanted to share it with people, if you think that there's somebody out there that's going to get some value from this and that my teachings will impact their life, can you please share it? Because whether people come to money school or not, of course, I want to keep going on that journey with people, but I also want people to be feeling good. And if this is something that's going to help somebody else feel good about money, then please feel free to share. Awesome, 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 awesome. Fabulous. All right. Well, good night. Good night. I will see you tomorrow morning for 5:55. See you. Bye.